Hi, I'm Jack.
What's up, Jack?
Coach, it's really nice to meet you. So obviously co-defensive coordinators this year, right? How was that, process been like, working with Sean?
I think it's been a blessing. First of all, I just want to thank Coach Hafley for the opportunity to obviously advance in the career of football. But with Sean, we got a special relationship. Our offices were always right next to each other. I think we have a very good relationship off the field, which kind of has spilled on the field, as a staff members. So we really extremely work well together. And it's not really just myself and Sean. We have a collective of great coaches on our side of the defense. Coach Vitti is one of the best defensive line coaches I've been around in my career. You add in Coach Turn, who's probably one of the smartest coaches. He's a special teams genius. He brings a lot of value to the defensive back position as well. And then Paul Rose, who just joined us, is all of his accomplishments speak for itself. He's just got wisdom, unbelievable wisdom. So he's going to bring a lot to the table. This is a collective, inclusive environment where everyone is spitting out ideas. It's not just myself and Coach Duggan. Obviously, Coach Half has a lot to do with the defense. The continuity of the defense is going to be pretty much the same as far as philosophy-wise. So it's probably one of the easier transitions you can have getting into a coordinator role where you have a lot of help.
What do you kind of bring to the table, well, you and Sean combined, bring to the table that might be different than what Tim brought?
I think Tim is one of the most intelligent coaches I've been around. He's one of the few coaches who knew the back as well as the front, and so I think obviously you always want to bring your personality, your own personality as a leader of any type of group. So I bring a lot of energy, I bring a lot of emotion, a lot of fire, which I think is important on the defensive side of the football. I bring a family environment. I'm big on family. I'm big on just believing in yourself and really just being fearless. And I think Sean, we totally are in the same alignment. I think Sean's just experience as an alumni here, and us just seeing the great defenses in the past that represented, this university, and him being a part of it, is just invaluable. His experience and understanding, like it was a standard here, and we definitely are trying to get back to that standard.
What's Coach Hafley's involvement in the offense been like so far? What's the process with that?
In the defense or the offense?
Oh, the defense, sorry.
Well, Coach Hafley obviously has a defensive background. He's one of the most intelligent people I've been around as a coach, so he should definitely have, tons and tons of involvement. We encourage the involvement with Coach Hafley. He's been around a lot of great players. He's been around a lot of great teachers and coaches, whether it was college or the NFL. So, it's invaluable. I think it's more about our relationships as a staff on that side, where everyone has zero ego. So anyone can speak in a meeting, and their points or their ideas is respected, and we'll talk about it. So I think it's, like I said, it's such an inclusive environment. It just benefits everyone.
To that point, we talked to Cam Morrow the other day, and he said, it's pretty much an open door policy. He can talk to you guys can talk to him. How important is that communication, especially this time of year?
Well, I think, it's talked about on a lot of different levels. It's mental health, and mental health is real. Now, unfortunately, I have a master's in counseling. I was a guidance counselor a long time ago in high school, so I really correlate a lot of the things that I say out of my mouth as a counselor. It really correlates over to football and being an effective coach. The highest motivation that you can get between yourself and a player is love, not compensation or incentives, not yelling. So love starts with trust. Love starts with a relationship. And Coach, Cam is correct. Yes, we have an open door policy. Nothing is more important than the players and where they are, how they feel on and off the field. It doesn't have to necessarily be about football. A lot of things off the field determines maybe a lot of the success on the field. So we definitely need to address those problems off the field. So if we're in meetings and a kid needs to talk to us about anything, the meeting is going to be most likely going to be over. They take precedence, as they should. This is a players' league. This is a players' game, and it should be about the players first.
We need to follow him back for his sixth year. How important has he been in terms of as a leader for you guys?
Well, one, I think he's a coach on the field, which is extremely important with a lot of young players, all right? Not just schematically, but how we want our standard to be represented on and off the field. He knows everything. He understands the defense, not just linebackers. He understands fronts. You know, he understands the back end. He has aspirations to be a coach as well. So we kind of look at him as a coach already on the field. You know, so it's been invaluable.
Coach could have gone outside the program and brought someone else in. Where did it mean to you and to Sean? I know you probably can't speak for Sean, but to have, the elevated role, what does that just say about the program and, being rewarded for past performance?
Yeah, I think it's a blessing. I'm extremely appreciative. I've always thought as coach, as beyond just all the accolades that he gets as a coach, I think he's one of the best people that I've been around. He's a good person. And that's not just talking football. So the environment is just unbelievable here. Just as far as just the climate of the building. How we talk to each other. So all those things kind of play in place. I think we have one of the best defensive staffs in the country, and he believes the same thing. So nothing has really changed. Coach Turner still coaches, helps with the safeties. I still coach the nickels and corners. Sean still has the linebackers and Coach Vitti. So our roles technically have not changed, just a little bit more responsibilities. But if I can just reiterate as much, it's so much talent. On that side of the ball in our coaching, on the coaching staff. And I can't speak for the offense, obviously. It's their talent as well. But I'm just around, so much talent and so much intelligence. So I learn a lot, just as a coach, period. But I think he sees, the same way that I see it and doesn't want to break. That we didn't need mass changes, in my opinion. We just needed to tweak some of the things, some of the details.
Obviously, you said a lot of you guys are in the same role, but has there been any adjustment or transition period with, Ian, co-defensive coordinator with Sean?
I wouldn't say just yet. Obviously, it's scripting, just preparing for practice. Being able to speak and talk in front of the entire defense is enjoyable myself, and I think Sean feels the same way. So that in particular, just more of a leadership role, and as far as motivating the entire defense is something that I definitely welcome. Coach Vitti has a lot to do with the game plan. Coach Turner has a lot to do with the game plan of what we decide to call or what calls are going to be for particular practices in the spring. So, like I said, it's a very inclusive environment, and it's not just a myself and Coach Duggan show on defense by no means.
It might be way too early, but any idea if you'll be calling the plays or Coach Duggan or?
No, like I said, it'll be an inclusive environment, and I truly believe, and I'm sure Coach Haffley feels the same way, that we have a specific philosophy and we have a specific scheme that we're not really going to waver from. And in the bottom of the line, everyone on that defense is going to kind of know what we're probably going to be calling, in a game, depending on certain situations. So, like I said, the environment kind of dictates that the call is going to be the call.